Hello, we are Group 5, and the company that we are going to present is MERCK. So MERCK is the oldest pharmaceutical company in the world. It is founded in 1668 by Frederick Jacob Merck, the founder. Today it has 58,100 employees with headquarters in Germany, Darmstadt. Still, the Merck family holds 70% of total capital, so it's still a family-owned company. The current CEO is Dr. Beleno Garrijo. She was been appointed in 2021. Merck has around 300,000 products and solutions. The basic business of Merck comes from three different areas, that is healthcare, life science, and consumer electronics. In healthcare, they focus on general medicine and endocrinology, nephrology, neurology, oncology, and fertility. They have a very strong acquisition strategy. They acquired Cerenose in 2007, one of the biggest pharmaceutical company in America. In life science, they work on process solutions, research solutions, and applied solutions. They acquired two biggest research solution companies such as Millipore and Sigma Aldrich in 2010 and 2015 respectively. Another area is consumer electronics, where they focus on semiconductor solutions, display solutions, and surface solutions. Here they acquired Versum Materials and Intermolecular, which is one of the two biggest companies in this area. Coming to the business landscape of Merck, Merck has a steady increase in the sales from 2016, starting from 15,000 million to say 17,000 million, and with a CAGR of 3.93%. An EBIT walk from 2016 to 2020 indicate another CAGR of 4.73 in EBIT. If you further break down of their income in 2020, what we see is that three basic departments: electronics, life science, and healthcare. Life science is the department they have the highest revenue. If you look at the geographical presence of Merck, the Merck is in 66 countries, but their income the revenue is mostly coming from Europe in healthcare and life science, and probably from North America, but they have a very limited presence in Middle East and Latin America. When it comes to electronics, Asia Pacific give them the revenue of 76%. I'm interested in the artificial intelligence strategies of Merck. Merck has two types of AI-based research. One is fundamental AI research and applications of AI research. In fundamental AI research, they're trying to understand how the brain works. They try to understand the layers of communication inside the brain, and then they develop bio-inspired methodologies in AI research. They combine mathematical approaches, computational approaches, and neuroscientific approaches to develop bio-inspired neural networks. And in application, they're developing drug discovery application. In drug discovery, they have the largest screening library of screening molecules. They use AI in developing binding constants and virtual screening. Another area of AI they have been developing recently is supply chain. They use sensors in their manufacturing units, and also they have sensors connected in the supply chain, so that the manufacturing unit and supply chain are always linked, and AI softwares make them more effective and fast. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Gharib, and I will start with the first slide about the motivations for choosing this topic as my topic for the lab report, which is Bavenkio, which is an innovative immunotherapy drug. I have chosen that because it's a partnership between Merck, KGA, and Pfizer, which has led to the development of an innovative, promising drug. My passion for novel drug therapies that can cure cancer in the most harmless and cost-effective ways possible. Also, I really was astonished by its interesting mechanism, where Bavenkio avelumab is a human IgG1 lambda monoclonal antibody that blocks the inhibitory signaling through PD-1, PD-L1, resulting in reactivation of immune response against the tumor cells. What I liked also about this medicine that it can helps in the cure of different types of cancers, which used also in the treatment of Merkel cell carcinoma and urothelial carcinoma. And also this is part of my passion, as I have a dream and a goal to open a clinic in Lebanon for treating cancer patients, and this also can be very important to help poor people in Lebanon, especially in this very strong financial crisis. Now I will talk about the value and the supply chain. So here, first of all, we have the supplier, contract manufacturers. Then they will order the raw material, they will send it to the manufacturing, then we will get our finished product, our finished good, and after that by the transportation they will go into the warehouse, where they will be distributed by the logistics and with other equipment into the biopharma manufacturing sites. Now I will go talk about the values of the company, where usually Merck is always trying to ensure that courage opens the door to the future. For them, courage requires trust in one's own ability, and it can lead to a healthy self-perception, and it opens Merck into new ideas and new challenges. Achievement makes entrepreneurial success possible, while achievement shapes individual and entrepreneurial ability, and achievement challenges and promote Merck's people and their customers. Responsibility determines the entrepreneurial actions, where the responsibility characterizes their behavior toward customers, employee, investor, and service provider. Respect is the foundation for any partnership, because respect is based on the concept of humanity. Integrity ensures credibility, and transparency makes mutual trust possible. Looking into the crystal ball, the world in 2040, the goal is also to use science and technology to make long-term development for humanity. Responsible behavior is regained in corporate culture, and also they have always to keep a close eye on emerging global trends and issues like global COVID-19 pandemic, and for example new viruses like Ebola, for example. And this also will stimulate the innovative research. So this is a strategy in the 2040. Also for R&D approach, they have different types of approaches, from the healthcare R&D, where they are hard at work on groundbreaking medicines and technologies. For life science R&D, where they are focusing on reimagining new ways to meet the needs for the customer, and the innovation is the core value, where they invested around 260 million euro in 2016 to launch 2,100 products. So here they have a lot of grants for drug discovery, real-time testing, nanoparticle, bioelectronics, and the grants for sustainability. So for example, for nanoparticle for nucleic acid delivery, the award is around 100,000 to 300,000 euro per year. It's a strategy to ensure long-term viability for supplier. It includes supplier risk assessment, alert system, material risk assessment, and also risk response tracker. For example, risk response tracker is to create and monitor risk mitigation activity, and supplier risk assessment is to capture the overarching risks at supplier legal entity level, including multiple risk domains. So thank you so much for listening.
Hello, I will talk about a competitor. I choose two companies for method for the Merck, Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer. First of all, I will talking about Johnson & Johnson is an American multinational corporation founded in 1886 that develops medical devices, pharmaceuticals, and consumer packaging goods. Johnson & Johnson is a headquarters in New Brunswick. The corporation includes some 250 subsidiary companies with operation in 60 countries and products sold in over 175 countries. And also I want talking about employee in the Johnson & Johnson is equal 130,000 across in the world, and it will be have increase every year. And here for the Pfizer. Next, Pfizer company is an American, also multinational pharmaceutical and biotechnology corporation headquarters in New York City. This company was established in 1849 in New York. They more than 88,000 employees across the world. In this graph, Johnson & Johnson had a revenue of 82.6 billion, is the highest. Pfizer revenue are slightly higher than Merck. Merck's revenues growing at a higher basis on average when compared to Pfizer. A gross profit margin for Pfizer is better than that for Merck. The Pfizer adjusted net income margin has been trending higher, and it's higher than that of Merck. I will talk about financial analysis of the company and the comparison at last 5 years, and focusing on development of sales and the results of operations. In fiscal 2020, the MERCK Group generated net sales of 17.5 billion, represented a year-on-year increase of 1.4 billion. This positive development was related to organic sales growth in the life science and the healthcare business sectors, as well as the acquisition-related sales growth in the performance materials business sectors. Also, the EBIT is increased as it depends for the adjusted gross profit increase, marketing and selling increase, administration and selling increase. A profit after tax increase about 670 million or 50% on 2020. Research and development costs rose slightly year-on-year to 2.3 billion. In their research and development activities, they focus on both in-house research and external collaborations that enable them to increase the productivity of their research while at the same time reducing financial outlay. The organization setup of their research and development activity reflects their structure with the 3 business sectors. The ratio of research expended to group sales was 13% in 2020. In my project, I will talking about Erbitox. This drugs for cancer. I will cover the economic analysis for Merck Erbitox in treating cancer patients. My vision for finding a cure of cancer and helping all canceric patients effort and efficient treatment. Erbitox is a monoclonal antibody used in combination with chemotherapy to treat colorectal cancer, rectal metastatic, and the cancer of the head and the neck. Thank you.
This is Bhupesh. I would like to present SWOT analysis of MERCK Germany. So when it comes to strengths, the strong financial performance is the biggest strength for MERCK, and its risk diversified business portfolio, and where it's innovative and the investments as well as the partnerships being the biggest strengths of the MERCK. And for weakness, it's a weak player in Latin America, Middle East and Africa, and very few drugs are in the final stage of R&D. And when it comes to opportunities, patent approval for CRISPR technology, where they got the patent in February 2019, that's the biggest opportunity for Mike. And they use synergies for Sigma Aldrich acquisition, and it's a great opportunity for Mike. Where when it comes to the threats, changes in the political landscape of Europe as well as changes in US and foreign laws of regulation of drug approvals. These are the biggest threats. Effect of Corona on business model. Yeah, if you see, Merck haven't really got affected with the Corona. They have successfully weathered the pandemic and succeeded in achieving all the goals it had set for itself. If you compare the financial year 2019 to 2020, yeah, generated a net sales of 17,534 million euros compared to the 16,152 million euros in 2019, which shows a clear growth rate year on year. It's a 8.6% growth rate can be seen over here from the different sectors of the Merck, healthcare, life sciences and the electronics. And also the EBIT of every quarter shows a growth, which means Merck haven't affected Corona at all. In spite of that, they have benefited from the Corona. The sales have been increased. And next, this is regarding my lab project, evobrutinib, novel drug under investigation to cure multiple sclerosis. Yeah, why I have chosen this project? Because my passion for novel drugs and therapies, which led me to choose this project, and also the multiple sclerosis is a potentially disabling disease of the brain and spinal cord, which is under investigation for many years. But here, this drug has successfully passed into the phase 3 clinical trials, and which is the first and only BTK inhibitor to demonstrate a reduction of key biomarker of neural damage and inflammation in patients with neuronal multiple sclerosis. Thank you for your attention.